I hope traders and investors alike were green on Friday. As always, everything that we talk about here is for educational purposes only. You must consult a financial advisor before deploying any real assets into the market. So let's just jump right into it. We do have some earnings coming up this week. Nike, MU, CCL, FedEx, and General Mills is in there as well. LIBE is in there. It's not a big one. I mean, it's not a huge week. Pretty much earnings are over. Um, Waiting on a fresh earnings season coming soon. As for data this week, we do have Goldman speaking at 8:30 in the morning, and on tomorrow morning we do have some month bill auctions going off, 3-month bill auctions and 6-month bill auctions going off at 11:30. So we just need to be watching the market at 11:30. We may not get any movement tomorrow, but we definitely need to be watching it during 11:30. And Tuesday, we do have a 4-week bill announcement at 11 o'clock. We want to be, just watching the market at that time. Don't really want to be in any trades just in case we get a surprise move from the bonds markets. Not really sure how to handle that or what to really look for because we have gotten a few moves off several different auctions coming in from several different bills, and I don't understand the bond market. So, trying to learn more about that now. On Tuesday, we do have Bostic speaking at 12:30, looks like, which is great. Goolsby speaking at 6 p.m., but we do have Bostic speaking. Bostic can move the market for us, so at 12:30, of course, we'll be not in any positions. We'll be waiting for the market to move for us, and that is a small catalyst. You can make great money during those small catalysts. At 1 o'clock on Wednesday, we do have a 20-year bond auction that could possibly help move the market. It is getting up there in the higher time frame of the years on the auction. And we have Goolsby speaking once again at Wednesday. I don't have a time on that. Thursday, we do got GDP and jobless claims at 8:30 in the morning, so that's going to kind of set the market up for us. Most likely, a lot of times when we get the right numbers, whatever you see before 8:30 usually doesn't really mean anything because the market will give you a new setup at 8:30. 3 to 6 month bill auctions or announcements at 11 on Thursday. A couple of different announcements at 11, 11:30, and again at 1 for the bond market. And on Friday, we do have consumer sentiment and the Michigan's inflation expectations. So this market is sitting very, very close to all-time highs, and I don't have any problems trading when the 1-minute chart or when the daily chart is extended now, because I can always look back at the weekly chart and be like, see, we're not extended here. But starting to, some of these charts are starting to get extended on the weekly chart, which could very well mean a pullback coming. And if you remember, about 2 years ago, kind of exactly 2 years ago, before the market pulled back in, I believe, 2020, the market was acting the same way. So definitely expecting to go up there and touch, all-time highs. Price has memory. I don't think we'll have a problem getting there. I'm not saying it's going to go there tomorrow, but I really don't think we're going to have a problem getting to all-time highs. And, a lot of what I see, the market does want to go beyond that. Doesn't mean we will. Like I said, we are extended, and we could use a pullback. Now, will it be this week coming into the holiday season? Most likely, we'll see. We'll see. The actual Santa rally is just a few days before Christmas and actually runs into the end of the year. And we do usually get some kind of pullback right before, a small pullback for like a Bible dip right before the Santa rally begins. So let's just look at some charts and see what we see. So we do have our put to call ratio doing exactly what we were expecting. We talked about the trends and how options market lightens up when we get into these trends, and we were expecting to come down. We're feeling the options market lighten up considerably. We're getting better moves, exactly what we were expecting so far. This is the oscillators. This is for the NASDAQ. So 151, a little, anything over 100's a little heated. 200's when you're really getting really heated. As you can see, we got plenty of room to move. We can move higher or lower. We can go either way. And the New York Stock Exchange is 113, not quite as heated as the NASDAQ. The SPX, the S&P 500, this is the weekly time frame. You can see all-time highs are looming ahead, and it really feels like the market wants to go to them. Now, that can be a big area to clear. We do have a nice big fat red candle there, so Even though volume profile is lighter up here because we spent less time up here, we do have to clear that level before we get into any price acceleration, or I'm sorry, not price acceleration, price acceptance up there. Um, which is what we'll have to do when we do clear that level. These bands look great. We closed outside of this band. You guys know that that's my happy place. I know it makes no sense to a lot of traders, but I like being outside of the bands, get those quick and easy, moves. Uh, but their scalps only up there. Now, on the weekly chart, being outside of the bands, definitely extended, and we could pull back in a little bit. Going into Monday, we're always expecting, especially Monday after options expiration, it's going to be some rotations and things like that. Could definitely be some choppiness in the market. Um, as always, is what we're expecting. On Mondays, we're just not expecting to come in here and find a big ranging day. We always approach Mondays with an open mind. We approach every day with an open mind, but we approach Mondays with the mindset of we are going to most likely see a choppy day, and it's going to be a day that we're just going to worry about coming in, making a little bit of money to keep the bills paid. We're going to make the better money when the market ranges and allows us to make the better money. We listen to her. She talks to us. So the breadth chart got a move down Friday, negative 1,042. Still watching that divergence. Um, so on the dollar, we did get a bullish Harami, which is the #1 reversal signal right now. Not that we really want to see the dollar spike back up. There's a nice gap under it, but we could see a bear flag situation. May not be super scary for anybody. I don't think that would shake the market up too bad. Maybe clearing some levels to the upside could be a different story, but we definitely did that little head and shoulders pattern right there did crumble, and we did snatch back for a nice pullback. Bearish Harami, #1 reversal signal in the market right now. Or Harami in general, not just the bearish Harami, the Harami in general. So we got the VIX here. Our bands have been tubing. We're seeing them pinch in right now. So we've been knowing we know what it means when they tube. Just means the market starts to trade sideways. Seeing them roll in like that could mean something's coming. Pretty tight down there. Back above that 9 and 20, we're looking for a move up on the VIX, and it's just so beat down. It's like it's I mean, it's beat down. I don't know what to say. I don't think it'll be the end of the world if it does want to push up a little bit. Crude, we had this rising, I'm sorry, we had the falling three candle pattern, busted, no good. Watching the 9 now. Want to see the angle on the 9. We want to see the 9 turning up. We can hold that 9 turn up. Maybe we can see a little bit of crude push up a little bit. Could give some opportunities to the energy names. Apple, and I'm not super bullish on crude right now, so please don't. That's not what I meant. Um, Apple trying to go higher here. You can see we are back into the Bollinger Bands on this one. Some of the charts we're going to look at, we are outside of the BBs. So Apple intraday, very choppy. You can see we did get this move down. Apple did have some news coming out on it about the iPhones in China and government crackdowns there. So was definitely affecting Apple's price at the end of the day on Friday. Gold got a nice looking goose head there. I don't know if we'll hold this 9 and 20, but we can hold that 9 and 20. I'm looking for a move higher. The MACD is trying to set up with a drowning goose, so definitely getting some mixed signals there. This could easily be a lower high before moving lower. That 9, we want to see that 9 turning up to follow price up. We see that. We will be looking for a move up to that range high and then see how we act at the range high. We clear the range high as always. We're looking to go higher. So this is a chart that shows us the percentage of the stocks that are above their 200-day and their 50-day for the S&P 500 and the New York Stock Exchange. So for the New York Stock Exchange, 69% of the stocks that are held within the New York Stock Exchange are above their 200-day. And you can see 82% are above their 50-day. And we do have the S&P 500, we have 75% above their 200-day and 87% above their 50-day. Market is just super strong, full of strength. The advanced decline lines for the S&P 500, small caps on the bottom. So this is not I know we all like the Russell. This is the actual S&P 500 that tracks the small caps. You can see it's turned down, mid caps turned down, and of course large caps you can see turned down. So advanced decline lines did turn down on Friday, and it wasn't the best day after that big raging day on Thursday. But you can see that volume coming on Friday clearly. After that big raging day on Thursday, could use a little time off. You can see the goose head there. We talked about that a few videos ago. May have been as long as a month ago now. We broke it down and just try to show everybody that the market could go higher. So we hear it a lot. The market should be going down. The market should be going down. The market simply has moods, and we have to learn to respect those moods. I look at the market in a totally different way. The market's very stubborn. And I'm sorry, ladies, you can look at it as your husband. I'm sure you can find some stubbornness, or your significant other. I'm sure you can find some stubbornness there. I look at it as a woman, because a woman can be very stubborn at times, and just like some inside jokes when it comes to, us men, basically don't ask her where she wants to go eat, take her forever to get ready, things like that. When the market's struggling and it's going sideways and it doesn't want to trade, to me, somebody just asked her where she wanted to eat, or she's still putting her makeup on, something like that, and she just needs to be left alone. She knows what she's doing. We just have to listen. The market tells a story. I promise you, you should change the way you're thinking. To your daily candle, everything that happens within that daily candle, it all starts on a 1 minute chart. There's people who trade lower time frames than that, but at the end of the day, you get to see a nice daily candle for that information. Well, all that information falls on a 1 minute chart. So even when I'm extended in a market, and even when I can look at that, that weekly candle being really extended, I can still keep an open mind about the market, because I know on my 1 minute chart, my 5 minute chart, my 15, 30 minute charts, my intraday charts, I know I can still find very good signals. That's what I'm doing every day. I'm just looking and listening to the market, looking for the signals that it's giving me, whether she wants to go higher, or she wants to go lower, or she wants to trade sideways. So Airbnb, target has been hit. Can we clear the target and go up to target 2? Sure. See if we can pull back. We got a little bearish around me here on Friday. Just may want to come back in for a couple of days. Come back into the 9, pull back right before we go into Christmas. That might not be an issue. That doesn't mean, please, if you're thinking of shorting anything, please be very careful, because this is a very, very dangerous market on both sides, but it's very, very dangerous for the shorts right now. And please, we talked about this on Friday. Please keep this in mind, and try to keep an open mind about this. This market, unless there's an event that pulls this market back, when this market's ready to come in, it's going to struggle to come in at first. We're going to have to wear out those dip buyers. Going to be a lot of people saying this, that when the market does struggle. You'll see and hear a lot of excuses, but the fact is, it's the dip buyers coming in. They do not want to give it up. Can't say you blame them. They made great money on the way up, but at some point you do have to be like, all right, I got to let that go and change the way that I'm thinking. The market is changing, and that can, having that over convicted, I call it the dirty conviction mindset, the over dirty conviction mindset. There's nothing wrong with having conviction, but you can be overly convicted and be too wound up into your decision-making process when it comes to the trades, and that will make you want to sit inside of trades, because you will not want to accept the loss. And that's one of the most important things about trading, is we have to be professional and accept that loss. Guys, we're starting a business now. New businesses are not profitable at the very beginning. I'm sorry, but they're not. Some businesses take years before they become profitable. I mean, Palantir is a great example of that. They are coming around. I'm still hard on the company. They are coming around. They've been in business for quite some time, not just publicly traded, but they are coming around. They are starting to make money. Hopefully it will not take you as long as it has took Palantir, but I'm just trying to make the point. It is a business, and businesses are not, I know we like to think that they are, but they're just not designed to make money in the beginning. So AMD, very tight action on Friday. We have had a very nice move there recently. Amazon, this chart, I mean, what can you say? You got your goose head right there. We're just kind of waiting for a character change on the MACD. Did gap up, pull back. Friday's candle, bullish Harami, number 1 reversal signal, or it can definitely take us higher. In this case, it wouldn't act as a reversal signal, but it definitely could take us higher. Our bands are tubing. Now we closed outside of them on Friday, so what we see tomorrow morning at market open on those Bollinger Bands is going to be real important. Where will we open up at, and how will they act? My group understands what I'm saying when I say watch those Bollinger Bands. It's a great tool, and there's so many ways to use the Bollinger Bands. It's actually not definition. So Art K, I mean, Kathy's been strong up here. got a little, it's basically, I always want to say dark cloud cover, but it's not a dark cloud cover. Dark cloud cover's got to gap up and move into it. This candle gap down and move lower. Definitely some bearishness in that candle. We do have a gap below. Could possibly watch for a gap fill. We moved into it on Friday. Could watch for the rest of that gap. I would be extremely careful with anything to the short side. Doesn't mean they're not going to work. I would just be careful. You should be careful with all your trades. And please, no trade should ever be sized up. You should have a consistent way that you trade. That way, if you do take a loss, and you will take losses, that is part of this business. You will take losses. When you do, it's going to be a normal loss and not an oversized loss. And when you take an oversized loss, that can affect the way that we think. Taking any loss can affect the way that we think and manage the rest of our day sometimes. You basically, a really bad loss can start a snowball effect to the downside with mistakes. ARM just new highs up here. Just incredible move back up. Very incredible move back up. Nice. This is an IPO type pattern. For me, it was just this inverted head and shoulders formation down here, breaking out, putting in a contraction pattern, going higher with my famous goose head right there. But this is apparently this is an IPO pattern. I had never heard that, so that's we all have stuff to learn. So there's a little IPO type rounded bottom, IPO reversal. I'm going to look into that and get some more information on that. And Avgo, just an absolute beast on volume last week. I mean, let's go to the daily chart. That is just incredible. That is an incredible move with volume. So look at this move up. Wasn't just going higher, but it was moving higher on expanding volume. This market, we used to talk about expanding volume a lot. We used to get the chance to talk about expanding volume a lot. We just don't have that type of volume in the market as we used to. We still get to see it, but it's not as popular as it used to be. Beautiful chart, beautiful move. Not great MACD, RSI hot, exactly where I want the RSI. I'm sorry for anybody who thinks that RSI means overbought and went short to try to catch that move. I'm sorry, but beautiful move higher. It's moving on expanding volume, still outside the BBs. See where we open up tomorrow. May want to give some more. AMD coming back into the BBs here. So we got 2 days back into the BBs. A lot of times that's a signal. See what tomorrow gives us. We could be looking for a retracement just to the 9. I would not bet against this. Got the goose head there. It's not perfect. We did dip below it right there, but it's working nicely. May want to flag in, and I wouldn't expect too much more. Then if we do get any downside, please understand I am not expecting anything more than a move back down to that daily 9. And then we got to recalibrate, see what the market looks like, and see what we get at that point. Market does not want to come in. Being on the short side is super dangerous right now, which I know a lot of traders out there are now finding that out. The market has moods. You have to learn to respect those moods. Technicals and all are great, but there's a whole other side of the market. She does what she wants to do when she's ready to do it. That's it. And we have to accept that. That's it. We give her space. When she's ready for it, we give her space. All right, AMD, nice move higher here. Looking towards all-time highs very soon. So this is the weekly chart. Those Bollinger Bands look great. I mean, this is where I want to be. To me, this can go higher. We can get a candle or two out of here before it flags back in. If that's what it wants to do, it does want to retest those highs, and I don't think it's going to let us down there. But it does not mean just because we have an all-time high retestment for a target. Always, please remember, price action can decide to take the back road anytime it wants to the target. And being the day traders that like I am personally, not everybody is a day trader that in my group. Not everybody's a scalper in my group. There is life outside of scalping. But just because we have a target of all-time highs doesn't mean it's going to go straight to all-time highs. Price can take that back route, and sometimes there's a lot of opportunities on those back routes to lock in extra money instead of just sitting into something. Amazon, nice move higher here. You can see your cup, very cup and handless here on our 15-minute chart. So we can look at this tomorrow morning, draw a line across the top, see how we handle that. It's a little ugly down there, but it's close enough. That looks like a handle or a cup, and you got this little handle right here, close enough for me. And Amazon, we got the weekly chart. I mean, we were bullish way down here, and just Beautiful move higher. Even going through the summertime, you can see we did pull going into September, but it even wanted to go higher into August when a lot of other stuff was trying to pull back. Um, just a very nice looking chart. You could almost see this inverted head and shoulders type thing there. We did have a inverted head and shoulders pattern on the weekly chart before that we traded higher. This one's not quite the same as that one. And this is not an actual inverted head and shoulders. You can look at it as a cup and a very small handle. Either way, this is breaking out. I think we're going back up to test this next range high, if not trying to head up to the range higher, even higher. That the one thing that does bother me is there is a heavy volume profile area in here that we could just push up. That's why this range high here, I would keep that as the first target, maybe even the 160 area. 160.87ish area. We clear that, we start looking for a move higher, but right now I would like to keep that around the target, not getting too greedy there, and mainly because of all that volume profile sitting above us. Doesn't mean we can't go through it. It just means we have to be careful. Weekly, or for Apple, we closed above. Apple is just a beast, new all-time high there. Just been a beast. And Boeing, I don't know what to say here. Like Boeing, I definitely was looking for a move higher, and I'm not surprised that it did go up and hit the target. I'm really not, because pretty smooth ride down here, nice pattern, got a decent breakout, and on the way up, we started having more and more news coming in. I was moving on a little bit of expanding volume through here too, but clearing that target like that and just going much higher. Much higher. So going from the 200 to the 238, not surprised. Going to 264, surprised. Just a beast. BBBY, another nice breakout here. We did pull back in with a little pin bar down there. Nice push higher. It's a nice looking chart. I mean, it looks like it wants to go higher going into the holiday season. Big. Now, this was an ugly down candle on Friday on Big. I'm not sure if it had any news behind that or what the reason was for that. Looking for a possible pullback to the daily 9 for a reset up and see how we act. The H-buy pattern did work really nice there, though. You can see would have made a nice day or two move off of that. You see we had this little H-buy pattern. Same thing as an H-sell pattern. Most of the time, so a bull flag most of the time turns into an H-buy pattern. I basically treat my traders to trade from the flag up to this range high, cut your trade, lock in your profits, and the trending traders and once again the scalpers, we all hit it again after we do clear that range high, and that gives room to move. So the trending traders, trying to keep them just locking in quick profits there and not looking for that trending trade until we break up above. It just gives them more room to move. And that's what we're doing. We're just looking for areas. It shouldn't be any more than this, guys. We're just looking for areas for price to move easily from target to target so we can lock in that money, jump out, wait for the next setup, and get back in. BRKB. So we did look for a move higher last week when we talked about this last week, and we got it. We actually did pop up above that level and pulling right back in. Just tight chart there. I think there's better places for your money right now. Bitcoin, watching this one very closely, as like I posted in the chat the other, I believe Friday night, saying we would be watching this closely over the weekend. We do have a goose head forming here. We also have a tower top that led to a lower high. No confirmation on a tower top. This does look like it could go either way. If we reclaim that 9, I am looking for a move higher, below that 20. Below, draw a line right here. Treat it like a trading range. Outside of that trading range, looking for a move higher. So basically, let's do that real quick. So let's draw a box. So, and we're going to get a box play. This is a trading range. Anytime something forms a trading range, you can take trades within your trading range. You can get some really great trades within some of these trading ranges. Now, some of the trading ranges, there's not enough room to trade in, but we're not looking to trade the breakout of the trading range until we get the breakout of the trading range, because we're going to let the market choose the direction. We are not going to attempt to guess the direction. We're going to wait for a signal confirmation, and then we can go short-term trades within the trading range until the asset sets up. And we're getting pretty far into this video, or lengthy and pretty deep. barely moved on charts, pretty deep on time, so we kind of got to pick it up here. Cracker Barrel talked last week. Thought this was a chart recommendation. I thought we could move within the trading range. I thought it would go higher, but willing to trade it within the trading range, but not outside of the trading range. That chart's going higher. CCJ, little M pattern up here so far. MACD, drowning goose setting up. This one could want to come in. I would be really careful with it. You can see the 9 try to do the goose head thing. Very close to failing here. Watching that trading range, just like we just talked about, outside of that trading range, one way or the other, I would look for a possible trade. I would not get greedy on anything to the downside. Nice move here on CCL. Target almost hit there. This one's coming into earnings. Nice flag break. So if anybody did take this trade down here with the 14 calls that we recommended, you had a nice ride higher there. You're in the money. CENX, nice push higher here as well. The metal sector really breaking out last week. Coin still looks great. The daily chart, very nice cup there. Could pull back to put in a handle at any time. So we do have this head and shoulders pattern down here on the weekly chart. It's not perfect. It's more kind of complex head and shoulder. Just a very ugly head there. I think Coin's got, as I've said, I don't know what Coin's worth. It's not, their revenue is not deep into the billions. I don't know. It's actually into the millions. I don't think they've even broke 1 billion on the revenue yet. I'm not even sure they're really close. So I just don't know what the company's worth. So it's hard for me to be like it's going all the way back up here to all-time highs. I don't know. I would watch this trading range. I do think 160 is not, too far out of the question. Get to that, I think 195 is possible. Like I say, there could be people out here who's more worried about what the company's worth, and that could affect the price. I don't know what the company is worth, where they're trading at or anything like that. And I really don't care if I get the signal, I'll trade it. I don't care about any of that. Intraday chart, I get the signal, I will trade it any direction it gives me. Cost, just we're not surprised here, right? We called this weeks ago, saying that this is just a holiday thing. Grocery stores, holidays, these charts were going to be picking higher, and not surprised there. Carvana, nice call last week on this one. For tight area here, we didn't get to close above until that strong candle right there. So technically, that's your entry right there. And I know they don't always work out. And I know a lot of people look at that and be like, man, you're crazy trading that up there. But that is my happy place. The money up there is extremely, with options, your money up here is great as long as you're on the right side of it. And not everybody I work with trades like that, but there are a few that we do get it in up there. XLC, communication sector. You can see we are at a level of resistance here, a previous high. This chart looks like it wants to go higher. So we do have XLP, the consumer staple sector, ugly dark cloud covered candle, trying to hold the 9. We could see that candle actually did gap down and try to push back up. Could go either way there because it is a dark cloud cover. Give it a day or two, see if we get any confirmation on that. Delta Airlines, we were bullish on airlines. I don't even like the airlines, guys. I don't like Carnival Cruise Line. I'm not into that. Those type of stocks. I'm not saying I won't trade them, but they're just not great companies at all. But this is just about the trade. We're just looking for day trades here or short-term swing trades, and we called airlines to go higher, all of them, and we're seeing that. Disney, nice. Move up so far. A possible lower high here. Bands look like they want a tube. As long as those bands are hanging out like that, this may want to trade sideways for now. DraftKings, I really like this stock, even though I don't trade it no more because it just doesn't pay enough. When you're trading something, a monster like SPX, and you're just locking in, straight cash, these stocks just don't pay enough. But I do like some DraftKings. Now, I don't gamble. No, I don't. Not the business. I like the stock. All right, but we do have this very small head and shoulders pattern up here. It's very small. Could be a topping pattern. This one may want to come in. I don't pay no mind to my MACD here. It's one custom MACD I still have left that I need to change back and quit doing that kind of stuff just because, I think it's just important to watch what everybody else is watching. If you're watching the same indicators set up the same style, you got millions of other traders watching, decisions that you're thinking about making. This could be the same decision that those other millions of other traders could be watching as well. But very ugly drowning goose there on that MACD. ExxonMobil coming back up. Uh, Not crazy about that though. I want to see watch the 9 there. Watch the 9. We want to see that 9 turning up if that's going to go higher. GME coming off the lows here. Still got that close above. This one has a chance to go higher. Friday that 9 did turn down. I you know, not a big fan there of the business model. Google, I'm not even a gamer, and I don't think there's a place for them. And I'm serious. I'm not even a gamer, so I've not spent a whole lot of time. I'm not gonna say I've never been in one because of my stepkids, but I definitely not. I don't think that there's a business model left for them. Not the way things are going. Anyway, Google, this is not, we said this is just not one of the better looking Magnificent Seven charts right now. I think there's better places for your money, even though there's opportunities there. Nice push higher on Friday to get ripped back down and move back higher throughout the day. Intel bands are opening up here. This one's trying to go higher as well. IWM intraday chart, nice move down here on Friday, kind of coming back in. A very nice move up. So seeing it come back in is not a big deal. The Qs outside of the bands. This is the daily chart. That is a great looking chart. Good volume coming in here Friday as well. I like being outside of the bands, but would like to see, after a good few candles up there, I'm starting to look for that pull back in. I'm not interested in going short now. Scalping short's one thing. I'm not interested in going trending short until we get back into those Bollinger Bands, and preferably with a candle close back into one of those Bollinger Bands, just like the setup I call on the 1. When we're out and I'm looking for that move back down to form the flag, I got to get that candle to close back in those BBs first. That is and a lot of people don't realize this. That is a support level up there. So for scalpers, I don't care what time frame it is. That's a support/resistance level depending where we are when we get outside of it. QQQ, pretty tight action on Friday. Looks like I got a little wedge there if I drew it out. The Qs here, I mean, just beast mode. Just beast mode. That's the weekly chart. Jets, we've been watching this ETF because we've been watching the holidays, just because people travel coming into the holidays for no other reason than that to put the airlines and the leisure and travel stocks on our radar. Nice move higher. And you can see when I called this out, I know a lot of you guys are probably like, yeah, that's not an inverted head and shoulders. That's not textbook. I don't care if you see it as an inverted head and shoulders or not. You can definitely see that it's working to go higher. You can also see your series of higher lows there. So if you don't see it as an inverted head and shoulders, that's fine. You can see the series of higher lows coming off the lows, clearing that area, which happens to be the neckline for the inverted head and shoulders, but clearing that level right there, we're going higher. Not all these patterns are as picture perfect textbook as we would like to think they are. Sometimes we have to use our imaginations, especially when we're dealing with the 1 minute chart. We have to use our imagination. All right, JP Morgan going higher. So going through looking at a lot of these banks, a lot of them look really extended here. If you go out and look on the weekly, a lot of them are just confirming some W patterns on the weekly chart. Doesn't mean we can't pull back for a day or a week, but the banks look like they want to go higher. Just saying. You can see it right here. This is KRE. This is KRE's weekly chart. I put this one in here. I'm not a big regional bank guy, but I put this in here for the reason of just because there's so many of the big banks. The weekly chart looks the exact same. It's just a higher low W confirmation last week, which could signal a move higher. Doesn't mean this candle won't open up and pull back a day, 2 or 3 before trying to go higher, or pull back for a week. But, opening up tomorrow and pulling in wouldn't be the end of the world. Do watch that weekly 200 there for support. Support. Macy's, some buyout rumors coming on this one last week. McDonald's broke the 9 here. So we've been able to hold the 9 for a while. We did close back below the 9. This could be exactly what we're seeing on a 1 minute chart where we see the flags, it don't trigger the flags, it pulls back and then comes back up, a down candle or two kind of vicious on the vicious side before snatching back and going higher. We see it all the time. I would still keep an eye on that. It could come in. It could come in, but I would just be careful to the downside. A lot of FOMO in this market. So Meta, definitely not one of the best looking of the Magnificent Seven, but not a bad chart. As long as we're holding it up there, we'd like to see a candle close up. 9 is on the way up. As long as we stay above those moving averages up there, can remain bullish. Not sure what that candle was there on Friday or whether that's a bad print on the 15-minute chart. So Microsoft's huge move up. It is trying to act like it's trying to come back in and retest the breakout area of the cup, which this is a particular way. I've talked about this. Cups when if cup doesn't if cup now of course coin doesn't look like it, but there's a high probability if a cup breaks out without a handle that it's going to end up looking more like a ladle. So it'll look more like the ladle, like a spoon. You'll see this, and then this handle's going to come up, or the price action is actually going to come up. And some people actually call this a handle down the road. It's actually more of a ladle type formation. It comes back, lays on it, and then it'll go higher. And you'll have people miscall that as a handle, but it actually is turning into a ladle. Microsoft 200 on the 15 there was the resistance on Friday. Microsoft flagging back in here on the weekly. Nice looking chart. Nvidia back above this, the daily 9 and 20. It does look like it wants to revisit the all-time highs. Nice move up there. Nvidia, nice push, and then kind of cooled off for the rest of the day, but nice push at the opening. And Nvidia weekly, nice flag break last week. Range high up here. We take the range high out. We're looking to go higher. That's a fact. That chart looks great. NASDAQ looking back at the all-time highs up here. We are looking great. You can see the goose head here. I know I did zoom out, so it's kind of a little rough to see this, but that is the all-time high. I just wanted to give a better look at that. So we do have some work to do before getting up there, but this market is extremely bullish. Netflix looked decent last week. Watch that little bullish Arami there. So this is the leisure and travel sector. You can see we did get a candle close back in. This is what I was talking about a while ago. Almost like a matching candle there, but we did close back into the Bollinger Band, so this may want to come in. And I don't mean fall apart. I'm just looking for a move back down to the daily 9 or close to the daily 9. Path, got this gap up. We did get this close above. We got two candles closing above. We want to see that 9 turning up. Can we hold it up there? That target got hit, by the way. PTEN, put this one on the chart last week. We were looking for no more than a move up, for a bear flag type move up to the 9. Right now, our angles, that 9 is angled down. We do move back below that 9. I am looking for this to go lower. And guys, what I'm seeing here works. We talk about it every day. QQQ, nice move up higher there on the Qs. SPX, all-time highs up here, daily chart, closer than the NASDAQ right now. Putting in the work up there. It feels like it really, really wants to at least go there. SHOP, this chart wants to go higher. Goosehead setting up. Does not mean it won't come back in and flag into the 9. Close back into the Bollinger Bands. Bands look like they're getting lazy there. It looks like it may not be quite ready yet. It looks like it may want to come in for a day or two before going higher. I would keep an eye on that chart. SMH, bands, bull flag break up here. All-time highs. Just awesome. Huge move up there. The diamond, just screaming higher. Screaming higher. Got the SPY. The weekly chart. This is not good data. We have not gone up and hit all-time highs yet. Not going to focus on those. Not going to focus on the SPY charts at all. They are not right. Yeah, intraday chart, pretty tight on Friday. Square, nice move higher. Bearish Harami on Friday. Got to watch this one. This one may want to come back in. I'm not looking for anything more than a retest of the 9. There's a gap there too, by the way. Tesla, pretty tight. Let's go. We'll take a look at Tesla's weekly and daily here in a minute. Taiwan Semi closed back in, red candle back into the BBs. That could be the signal. A lot of times on that 1-minute chart, that's all we need to start working our way back down for that flag. XLK going higher. That goosehead pattern there looks great. Still outside of the bands. We already know XLK is just an absolute beast. An absolute beast. Technology has definitely carried this market for a while. So we've got the daily chart or the weekly chart. Let's go back. That's the monthly. So we got Tesla's daily chart closed above that little downtrend there. I'm looking for Tesla to go up higher. Test those range high. We cleared that range high. Looking to go higher. This is Tesla's daily. You can see the close high above this little wedge that we were watching here. Close above that downtrend. Uber, watching this one. This one just got inducted into the S&P 500. Big volume coming in there. Uh, Watching for a flag break or to lose that 9. See where that one wants to go. Walmart struggling here. Uh, Down here on the bottom of the chart. Moving on Friday, trying to move back higher into that daily 9 there. Got to clear the 20 and my moving averages are screwed up. Looks like the 20 and the 5 if I had to guess. So there's your 20, 200. All right, so this is your 200 coming through here. You got your 9 to 200 should be red. So we got to clear that and the 20, that green, that should be purple coming in. They're mixed up. But so if we possibly get a trade back up to those daily moving averages, and I'd like to see it clear this candle before going higher. XLE, nice move. Small bullish Rami there. XLF, nice move higher there as well. Banks are strong. And this is the retail sector, little bearish engulfing candle, getting back into the moving averages. So may want to see something pull in there. The whole market doesn't have to run. We're seeing great participation right now, but doesn't mean that we're going to continue to see the great participation for a huge amount of time. We may see a little pulling back because some of this stuff is going to want to run with the small caps more in the next year. So doesn't mean everything's going to hold up the greatest right now. Some things may pull back a little bit heading into next year. TLT, strong move higher here. Huge move up. IWM, close above on the weekly resistance. Can we get a move up to that next range high up there? What, 202-ish area? Clear that. We're looking to go higher. IWM. Bearish, small bearish engulfing, dark cloud coverage candle there on Friday, closed right at the bottom. I'd call it either way, probably more of a bearish engulfing. Still outside of the daily BBs. That daily BB will offer a support level, and this puts us back to the put to call ratio. As always, discipline is the key to success in trading. I hope you find this helpful, and I'll see you in the trading room. If we don't get to see you in the trading room before the holidays, please be safe and have a happy, Merry Christmas and happy holidays with your family. Have a great night, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow in the trading room.